in his back pocket.
In his seasons as a head coach, twice he has been runner-up, including 2 years ago when they lost to Montrose 14-zip. And they lost to Orchard Lake St. Mary's in '94. Joe Trudeau, first time ever his club has been able to get past the districts. 12-1 on the year, 51 up, 23 down as a head coach in his 7th season at Sutton's Bay. Sutton's Bay is the team that also won the coin flip, and they will get the opportunity to return first. That means that guys like number 34, Kyle Corson, who has so much speed for this ball club. J.C. Guillen back deep to receive. Corson averaging 25.5 yards per return. Jimmy Stewart also is back there, averaging well over 20 points, or 20 yards per return. This is fielded by the up man Todd Mikowski, and he's dropped at the 30-yard line. Sutton's Bay led by Matt Schluter, the 6-foot, 175-pound senior. Very composed. Rarely does he panic. Good leadership. And he looks like Kramer from Seinfeld. Hasn't cut his hair all season long for the Norseman. First play of the Division VI state championship. Sutton's Bay averaging 346 yards per game. And a handoff. This is Guillen. Not a whole lot of room. Might have gotten back to the line of scrimmage. That line of scrimmage. An offensive line that averages 6 feet, 201. Andy Krantz, an honorable mention All-State. The wide receivers and the running backs, we've talked about Guillen. Jimmy Stewart has scored in every playoff game so far. He wears number 20.
Matt, as you can see, the Norsemen waste no time giving it to their number 1 player, Guillen, coming out with the first carry.
4 times this year they've had 400 yards on the ground or more. They'll split Steve Brockman out to the left side. Full house backfield, and they jump. Maybe a little nerves there, Stan. Those things happen in a state championship game, especially when you've never been here before.
It's got to be uneasy on both sides of the ball. As you mentioned, Matt, when you've never been here before, you don't know what to expect. But I think the good news for both teams, Matt, is each team has suffered 1 loss. And when you come into here undefeated and for the first time, I think subconsciously you start worrying about, is this going to be the first time that I'm going to lose?
Yeah, Sutton's Bay lost to Frankfurt on a fake field goal earlier in the season. That's how close it has been to a perfect season for them. They'll throw, Schluter, pressure coming, and he is dumped inside the 20-yard line. The pressure coming from Sean Wolf, the left defensive end for the Falcons, and he's part of a defensive line that averages 6 feet, 195 pounds. Joe McLaughlin really is their best pass rusher. Every linebacker is a senior on this ball club, and Mike Schrag has a team-high 4 picks on the season to lead that defense. There's a good look right there at Sean Wolf, the 6'1", 195-pound senior, who also plays tight end for this ball club. On a 3rd and a country mile for Sutton's Bay. A handoff Guillen, and he's dropped after a pickup of maybe 3, and Sutton's Bay goes 3 and out. Good penetration by Ron Reed.
So look at Wolf, too, in the first series. Sometimes it's kind of like 2 heavyweight champions kind of feeling each other the first time around. Not a good productive offensive series for Sutton's Bay. The Norsemen will punt it here and hopefully try to get a good punt out of it. Have some type of field position still in their favor.
Dalton Drow will punt it away, averaging 32 yards per punt. Fielding it on the near side is Brad Magala. Now he'll let it bounce out of bounds at about the 35-yard line. So the defense does the job for Constantine, and now they look forward to throwing their offense out onto the Silverdome turf, led by Aaron Baker. The senior quarterback stands 6'1", 170 pounds. Competitive, has good feet, and loves the game of basketball as much as he loves the game of football. Always in the gym practicing his outside jumper.
Watched him in warm-up, Matt, and he has a great arm.
Handoff up the middle. Carrying the rock. Here goes Keith Schrag.
Here we go.
He's inside the 30, breaking tackles, and then wrestled down at about the 20-yard line.
Raphael wouldn't got him, but not before Schrag had a great run here. just an off-tackle play. They run the wing tee, and you can see he got his arms crossed, and you really can't tell he got the ball until he breaks out into the open. He's good open field running there, and you ride the horse that you came in with. Jim Schrag, brother of Mike, on a great run.
Over 1,100 yards on the ground on the year. A pickup of 42 there. Little play action. And off the right side is his brother Mike Schrag. It looks like he lost a shoe but got inside the 15. The offensive line led by Byron Holderman, who played on this club in 2002. Sean Wolf leads this team in receptions with 8 and yards with over 200. He also has 4 touchdown grabs on the year.
Constantine runs a wing tee with a crossbuck action in the backfield. Very disciplined offense. You have to carry your fakes out to keep the defense off base.
They mark it shy of the 15-yard line. Second down and about 6. Jim Schrag again carrying the rock inside the 15, down at about the 11-yard line. The defensive line for Sutton's Bay averaging 6 feet, 195 pounds. Chris Senn their best against the run and getting after the quarterback. Elliot Gallagher is a monster at the linebacker position, and Kyle Corson is the best cover man. He leads this team with a couple of interceptions. Third down and short for Constantine out of the St. Joseph Valley Conference, where they went 5-1, tied for first and looking for a first down here. Schrag might have gotten to the 10-yard line. I think he got enough for the first down too. Mike Schrag led this team, Stan Edwards, 23 touchdowns on the ground.
There's a lot of touchdowns on the ground, but particularly when you have 2 other backs in the backfield to contend with, you see the strong running by brother Mike Schrag up the middle.
Just shy of the first down yard marker. Tim Baker wants to go for it. Typical at the high school level. Not often do you see a team with a great field goal kicker. Looks like they jumped.
I believe it's on the left guard.
Yep.
On the left side of the line.
Yeah, they're going to push him back about 5 yards, aren't they?
Yeah. Yeah, I was going to say
dead ball. Illegal procedure, offense.
Yeah, they look like they're sending in a kicking unit now of some sort. We'll wait and see.
Yep, they'll march Jordan Williams in there. And Aaron Baker will hold. Baker to hold. The long snapper is Matt Fuller. Jordan Williams, 6 of 10. Field goal range, a straight on kicker. And it's curving wide left. Well, that hurts, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does hurt. It's a tough position to put a kid in.
So neither offense able to reach pay dirt. The Falcons flew early, but stumbled late. We're scoreless early on at the Dome. Go in the first of the Division 6 final. Constantine and Sutton's Bay. Let's take a look at the Gardner-White game plan.
Game plan, if you look at the Falcons, they want to settle down quickly. Don't want to get too excited, but want to make sure they get in the game quickly, but use their team speed. They have very good team speed. Want to make sure that they take advantage of on this turf today in the Astrodome. You look at the Norsemen, they want to control the clock, and they have to play with emotion. Emotion is how this team rides. They've gotten all the way here on emotion. They've got to let it hang out today.
Yeah, Joe Trudeau told us prior to the game, he said, you know we're playing well when our kids are fired up and ready to go. They should be fired up after dodging a little bullet there, but that's the second penalty on the Norsemen so far here early on.
As we talked about, settle down quickly. Look at, there's penalties been on both sides and the interior line. You know, one of the things, particularly when you're talking about running teams, the tendency to get off quick, to make sure you can get on your blocker very quick. You want to make sure that you're very disciplined to do that, because you don't have good kickers, so you got to get good field position.
Matt Schluter, the quarterback for Sutton's Bay. On count. He's stuffed. It was a good play action, but the problem is Sean Wolf didn't bite. And number 4 in white, Deck, number 4 in red, helped out by Joe McCausland.
Yeah, it's 4-on-4. As you can see, Schluter back here faking the handoff. He almost lost it there, and that probably gave the opportunity for the Falcons to get in to make a play on it.
Falcons very physical defense. Now Schluter wants to throw. Good pocket, lofting down the middle, and incomplete.
It goes incidental contact. Schluter's got a pretty good arm there.
Yeah, he does. He's looking for Jimmy Stewart, his favorite receiver, Mike Schrag, with good coverage on the play.
Talk about a quarterback that's known for running, but he sits back, he gets his feet set, throws a nice ball, nice tight spiral. Just a bit overthrown. I'm quite sure they're going to come back to that later on in the day. But if you look at the Norsemen, they haven't had good field position now. Now they got third and looking at about 15 to 18 yards. Not real good field position. They got to try to get the ball out of here and get a good punt.
Schluter likes to throw to Stewart. They hooked up last week in the win over Reese on a 51-yard touchdown strike. They'll keep it on the ground here and nothing doing again. Jimmy Stewart that time tried it on the ground. Instead, Orrin Price was right there. They love this kid's attitude when it comes to the run. He'd rather be hit than anything else. He does better when he is hit.
Boy, he did a great job there stuffing that hole. That's what you want out of your defensive player, to get in there, keep his face up, and roll into the ball carrier.
Dalton Drow will punt it away. And again, back deep, Brad Smagala and Mike Schrag. Schrag averaging 16.5 yards per return. Drow will keep it away. No, he'll throw it to Schrag, and he'll take it inside the 40. Try to make a move outside. Broke a tackle. Nope, he didn't break it after all. Good job to stay with his man there for Sutton's Bay, number 87, Jonathan Webster, a backup linebacker. Hey, coming up tonight on the Detroit Sports Report, a lot of stuff to talk about, too. A promising season for the Lions? I don't think so. It's been kind of a disaster. U of M looking for a split in the preseason NIT in New York and complete high school finals. A wrap-up of everything you might have missed on this Friday tonight on DSR at 10:30 right after the games. Constantine will keep it on the ground and pick up good first down yardage, maybe a +5 or so, and that's a key. Everybody looks at third down, Stan. Not always the necessary. When you look at first down and you get second and third down and short, that really helps your offense.
Yeah, it does, man. When you get positive yardage on your first down, it gives you a lot of options in your offensive playbook. You can come back and do. You're looking at second down and about 5 or 6 yards here. You got a number of things you can do to see how much they can keep the Norsemen off balance.
Aaron Baker, the quarterback for the Falcons. Outside, now he'll run, and he'll be tripped up at about the 32-yard line, 3 or 4 yards shy of the first down.
Good open field tackle by Chris Sin for the Norsemen. It was a great fake, and actually I wasn't sure exactly where the ball was, Matt. You see the boot action right here by the quarterback, and as he turned to get upfield, Chris Sin had a great open field tackle. There's a little bit of room up there, but you got to assign someone to every potential ball carrier, because the ball fakes are so good, you can't afford not to find someone to tackle.
Good quick feet by a defensive lineman, too. Third down and about 3.5. Hand off to Schrag up the middle. Forward progress got him inside the 30, but I think he's going to be a little shy of the first down. Elliot Gallagher with his second tackle on this drive. Gallagher considered the leader of this defense. Played a lot as a sophomore last year. They love the way he controls the middle of the field. They just wish that attitude could be spread throughout the field.
Yeah, they got 4th and less than 1. And looking at the good field position they got, they're going to go ahead and go for it.
Absolutely. Baker under center, a quarterback sneak, and he gets a strong push from behind, and a first down for the Falcons.
Good surge by that Falcon offensive line. Had they not gotten a first down, they still had good field position from a defensive standpoint. So you look at them fire off the ball right here, just the assist that they have from the backs, just a tremendous surge forward. Get that first down. That's how you control the line of scrimmage.
And a good look at that offensive line, specifically Andy Quake, the center, who got good forward progress to allow his quarterback to climb right up his back and pick up that first down. So a 1st and 10 for the Falcons. They seem to have moved the ball pretty well so far.
Yes, they have.
Schrag to the 25. Mike Schrag led this team in points with 182. Overall, Stan, 30 touchdowns on the season. That's a career for some guys.
That's a career for most guys. And look at that. And again, you talk about a back who has to share opportunities and carries with 2 other backs back there, and 3 if you want to count the quarterback.
2nd down and 7 for the Falcons. Under 3 minutes to go in the opening quarter. Good play action. Schrag again. Jim spins away inside the 20. Balances up inside the 15. Actually, Mike Schrag again. 2nd straight carry for Mike Schrag to give the Falcons yet another first down.
Again, as a defensive ball player, you got to be disciplined. You have to tackle every potential ball carrier. You can't assume who has the ball. If you see anyone that comes from that backfield, you got to get an arm around him and tackle him and bring him to the ground. Another good run by one of the Schrags brothers, that time Mike.
They can get another first down inside the 5, Stan. They want to throw for the corner. Touchdown! Brad Smagala on the receiving end of Aaron Baker's 8th touchdown pass on the year, and the Falcons fly to a 6-0 lead.
That play action pass is always good when you got a good running attack. They faked the boot action in the backfield. Smagala came wide open because of all the attention that was garnered on the play action fake in the backfield.
Good call on first down, wasn't it?
I think that was a great call.
George Williams, 55 of 61 on extra points, make it 56 of 62. The Falcons very efficient on the offensive side of the ball, but it's their defense that allowed them to draw blood early at the Silverdome. 7-0 Constant.
Cable TV gives a world of choices to a world of people. Decide what you watch. Control what your kids see. Call your cable company or go to controlyourtv.org to learn more on how to view the right thing.
Steeped in tradition, it's the heart of every weekend, and it may be habit-forming.
Love this game, love this game.
When you love it this much, nothing else matters. ESPN Sunday Night Football. Sunday nights at 8:30, all season long on ESPN.
A 14-yard pitch and catch from Aaron Baker to Brad Smagala, and the Falcons of Constantine lead 7-zip.
Again, Matt, when you're running the ball well, everybody has to pay attention to the ball fakes in the backfield, which allows Smagala to sneak into the secondary and go into the flat for a touchdown.
What a thrill right there for the father and son combination. Aaron Baker and his dad, Tim. Aaron was a manager for this club a couple of years ago, or not 2 years ago, but when he was younger, following around his father, 2nd grade. From then on, he knew he wanted to play quarterback for the Falcons while he carried water, the same water he's drinking out of right now, to some of the older guys.
Wow.
On the football field.
That's
now,
a great story.
Rather than have somebody else give him the water, he grabs it. I guess, you know, those are habits.
Yeah.
J.C. Guillen from the 20, looking for a bit of a wedge, but he couldn't find one. Got to the 26, and that's where Sutton's Bay will take over and try and respond. They have yet to really get a whole lot of offense going. Matt Schluter leads them back out onto the football field. He's thrown for over 600 yards on the year.
They've not been very successful on first down. I think that's what has dug a hole for them, and if they've gotten negative yardage on first down, then they're forced to do things they're uncomfortable doing.
You can tell by those numbers, he doesn't throw the ball a whole lot, but he is rather efficient. And now he's got to throw. Looking down the sideline, that's Guillen wide open. He's got it. Makes a nice move inside.
Trust your speed, son. Trust your speed.
Look at the feet. Inside the 20.
Oh, it's good stuff.
Sure is.
Wow, he's exciting. And as the first play of the game, they went to their star player, and they go back to him again when they need a big play.
Good throw.
Got him past the secondary. You can see the quick feet that we talked about in the open, how he runs very well in open field. Catching the ball, running straight ahead, cutting against the grain in the secondary. And, man, look at those feet go. And his teammates coming downfield trying to get a block. And almost broke away from that tackle as well.
A pickup of 57 on the play, Stan Edwards. And just like that, Sutton's Bay is in business. They want to throw again.
A great call.
Great catch, too.
Great call.
Inside the 5, just like that, the Norseman answer. Jimmy Stewart.
Just like that, you look at it, run a play action fake to the left, then come back with a screen to the right. That's an absolutely fabulous call caught everybody off guard, and great blocking by the lineman downfield for the Norseman touchdown.
A 17-yard touchdown grab from Jimmy Stewart, and he keeps that streak alive of scoring in every playoff game for Sutton's Bay. Cale Fortin will try the extra point. It is up, and it is good. So Sutton's Bay gives the Norseman crowd something to cheer about, because Jimmy Stewart says it's a wonderful life right now.
Matt,
tied at 7.
Absolutely, and what's always interesting about two teams that are predominantly running teams, they very rarely have their passing attack to catch up quickly. As we looked at, the first few minutes of this ball game have been dominated by the running attack of the Falcons. And just like that, in 2 plays, the Norsemen are back in this ball game.
Well, you saw just prior to the drive, we took a look at Matt Schluter's numbers. Nothing gaudy through the air, but we said rather efficient.
Absolutely.
And boom, it's not the running game that gets him into scoring position and then eventually scoring. But look at it, it's 2 passes, including the 17-yard touchdown pass.
2 plays, 74 yards. Look at him, it was a swing pass out of the backfield. He caught the ball in stride on the run, and then some fancy footwork in the secondary, cutting back against grain, looking for extra yardage as much as he possibly can. And then on the very next play, a screen pass to the right side of the line. They went away from their star player right to Stewart for the touchdown.
And how ironic is it, we talked about in the open how much running there would be. Instead, Matt Schluter and his counterpart Aaron Baker have touchdown passes to get on the board. Smagala, who had the touchdown catch for Constantine, looking for an opening, lowered the shoulder to get past the 30.
Well, it looks like the Norsemen have settled down now. Interesting to see what type of offensive philosophy that the Falcons going to bring to the table in this series of downs, Matt.
Tim Baker, who's told me earlier in the week, I've had my battles with my son. I mean, you're going to have that on the football field because he wants to do certain things, but he likes that in his son because he's thinking football all the time.
Yeah, you got to have that out of a quarterback.
Baker will hand off. Near side, Smagala into Sutton's Bay territory, avoids a would-be tackler, and another, and then he's hauled down at the 34.
I have never seen a disciplined runner like this in a disciplined offense. This is absolutely amazing. You're talking about scouting yourself. What tends to happen when you watch him right here, he goes there and he's walking through now. He's running pretty slow, like he really doesn't have the ball until he breaks out. And he knows if his body language is not showing full tilt running, then he may not have the ball because he's doing such a good job of hiding it. Yeah. And then once he breaks out and run. But this is not after he picked up about 35, 40 yards.
Yeah, pickup of 34 to be specific. And now up the middle, Schrag. Maybe a +3. Jim Schrag, 103 yards and a couple of touchdowns last week in the 28-27 beating of St. Mary's Catholic Central to get him to this point. So there's a guy who was a hero last week. Smagala has been the guy so far today, and all season long it's been Jim Schrag's brother Mike who has led this team in scoring. Here's Mike right here. Oh, and he's tackled from behind before he can reach the 25-yard line. Hauled down by Elliot Gallagher, number 41 in red. That'll do it for the first quarter. Boy, a fast-moving first quarter, too, Stan Edwards. 2 scores in this one on each side, and both via the air. Smagala for Constantine, and then an answer from Sutton's Bay, courtesy of Jimmy Stewart.
Every one of these wall-side windows comes with a name, like the Johnsons, the Kramers, or the Walkers, because every window that's made in the wall-side...
Possible state championship for Tim Baker has been a little bit more rewarding. They took a harder course to get here this season than the last couple of times. Last week, his club was down 13 with 5 minutes to go. Jim Schrag caught a 33-yard touchdown pass. They went onside kick, couldn't recover. Defense stops the opposition. They get the ball back with 26 seconds. And that man, Sean Wolf, came up huge with a couple of huge grabs and to win it for Constantine, and that's why they're here today. Brad Smagala, the reason they're on the board, and inside the 15 with another good run.
And another first down, man. I mean, I mean, it's got to be a short-lived celebration for the Norsemen as they try to defend the Falcons here against Magala running off. Man, you can see, if you can't even see the football if you're standing in front of him because of his elbow pads. If you notice, most of the backs in the backfield have elbow pads to hide the football.
Constantine over 120 yards in the ground already, Stan Edwards. Sutton's Bay a -11, yet we're tied at 7. This is Mike Schrag weaving his way and hop-stepping his way inside the 10.
That Schrag brother Mike right there hopping over. There's a shot of his elbow pads. If you notice, Jim and Schmagala, all those guys have elbow pads, make it more difficult to locate the football, and you don't have a lot of time to locate it. You got to make a decision and go after the ball carrier.
And they all keep 2 hands on the football too, which doesn't make it easy to find either. Mike Schrag again, bouncing inside, spinning his way down to the goal line, just shy of it. Boy, if he bounces outside, he might be walking his way to 6.
Yeah, I think he had a nice little lane right straight toward the pylon, but he decided to go upfield, and he's almost going to touchdown, going off the right side here. He decided to cut back inside, but good second effort, almost to the goal line, but now they have first down and goal.
Hey, those big horses up front are getting the job done, aren't they? Josh Morande really leading the way, and you see Schrag averaging almost 4.5 yards per game, and Aaron Baker will take it in. He's thrown for 1 and rushed for another, and the Falcons have climbed back on top.
As you mentioned, these offensive linemen for the Norsemen have been doing a tremendous job. I'm sorry, the Falcons, tremendous job of just blowing it off the ball. He could almost just walk in untouched up the middle.
Need to get lower, and that's exactly what the Falcons' offensive line has been able to do. Jordan Williams on for the extra point. Good leg. I'll tell you what, folks, this has been a heck of a football game, and we still have 10.5 to go in the first half. We knew we'd see a lot of red. We knew we'd see a lot of points. Constantine in front, 14-7, but Sutton's Bay gets it back. The glory, though. He gets the 6 when all those other kids were making things happen on the ground. But you know what? Aaron Baker will take it. 7 plays, 68 yards, a little bit more than 2.5. And all on the ground. Boy, and as a former running back in the NFL and at the University of Michigan, you love to see that, don't you? All on the ground.
Absolutely. Again, you have to give it to that offensive line up front, creating those holes for those running backs to run through.
A squib kick. Fielded and taken up to about the 34-yard line by Kyle Corson. So you can kind of tell that Constantine is trying to kick it away from J.C. Guillen.
Yeah, you want to keep it out of the hands of their most dangerous players, so they're trying to make sure other people handle the ball.
Don't forget, at 8 o'clock tonight, the Division IV State Championship tilt here on FSN Detroit. Looking forward to bringing that one. Muskegon, Orchard View, and DeWitt in a battle of unbeatens. 2 wide receivers split wide for the Norsemen, who trail by 7. A split backfield and a pitch to Guillen. Oh, a crack block. Guillen makes a nice move. Brings to the outside, but Mike Schrag was able to track him down and throw him down at the 47-yard line.
The crackback came so early, I thought it was going to be a reverse.
That was beautiful, wasn't it?
It sure was. And you won't be able to see it right out of the corner of your eye. Right there, good crackback block, which allowed good open field running by Guillen. As he get upfield, he cuts right behind the block and runs upfield for a great gain. I was wondering how the Norsemen were going to respond to this touchdown. Looked like they're responding very well, Matt.
Matt Schluter will lead him to the line of scrimmage. A co-op from St. Mary's of Lake Leelanau. That's where he goes to school, but they have a co-op program where 6 starters come from that school and start here for the Norseman. He wants to throw again. Looking deep. And overshooting his man Jimmy Stewart, who had broken free, but a little bit of pressure for Schluter to get rid of it early.
Yeah, again, we talked about Schluter's ability to throw a good football. That was a good one there.
Yeah.
You know, just didn't quite have the target. I'm quite sure they'll come back to that play later on.
Joe Trudeau, who teaches math in the district, actually offered a chance to play football in Northern Michigan, but wanted to pursue his teaching and coaching career, and coached 8 years of track, basketball as well. But when he had that 3rd child, he says, you know what, I got to peel back and just coach football, folks. 2nd down and 10. Stewart breaking some tackles, but wrestled down at the 45-yard line after a pickup of about 3.
Stewart probably the 2nd most active player behind Guillen. Again, doesn't have the ball. Stewart is one of the guys they rely to most to kind of pick up the slack and get some additional carries.
Playing with a tender ankle here tonight. Now, it sure didn't look like it on the touchdown catch, but on that run, maybe favoring it just a little bit. You can see it heavily wrapped, the right one.
Yeah, and it's difficult to run on this turf, too, with a sore ankle.
3rd down and 8. Schluter with good play action. Oh, and here comes the pressure, and down he goes. 2nd sack for the Falcons. Joel McClausland came from his defensive end. We talked about it, Stan Edwards. This guy gets after the quarterback, and you saw it on this play.
McClausland looked like a big Division I type of player coming up. He chased the quarterback and just like he shot out of a cannon.
Yeah.
He came right at Schluter to make sure he doesn't get the ball off.
Great closing speed by not only the tackle, linebacker, but also the punter on this ball club.
Yeah, absolutely. Speed all over the place.
Smagala and Mike Schrag are back deep for the Falcons to retrieve the punt from Dalton Drow, rather. Good snap. A spiraling kick. Smagala from inside the 25. And hog-tied from behind at about the 21-yard line. Kyle Corson did a nice job to get downfield and make the tackle.
Great play by Corson. He's had the wall set up here to the right side of the field. Had to get a chance to get by Corson when had opportunity to get to the wall. Look at great defensive play by the Falcons there. Another sack right there, the Norseman. It's been a difficult time for the Norseman to get upfield because of the strong defensive front that the Falcons present. Stewart trying to get upfield there, and just no place to run on this defense.
The Falcons wanted him to earn it through the air. Here's one earning it on the ground. This is Schrag again. Jim Schrag deep into Sutton's Bay territory. And for the first time, Jim Schrag gets a chance to break free and showcase his speed.
Jim Schrag hasn't carried the ball much today, but when he has carried it, he's made his number known. This guy is just as good as his brother. And like again, over 2,900 yards between the two of them. And he breaks it up to the left side of the line. Running down the sideline toward the goal line, one man to beat. Smith just gets him and hauls him out of bounds. Excuse me, Stewart.
A pickup of 49, earning Jim Schrag a squirt of water and a chance to get a breather on the sideline. His 9 yards per carry average is going to go way up. 1st down. Mike Schrag, right side, following the blockers and getting inside the 25. Well, they are really punishing them on the ground.
Yes,
Falcons,
they are.
Huh?
The offensive line is doing a fantastic job. And what's really making them effective is their 1st down play. They're getting good positive yardage on 1st down. Now we got 2nd and 3 and 4. They got a lot of options on what they can do here. I wouldn't be surprised if they ran play action pass again.
Aaron Baker, the quarterback, on a 2nd down and 3. It'll be 2nd down and longer now after Smagala was dropped for a loss. There's Elliot Gallagher, number 41, and Chris Send again. Those two tag teaming for a run-stuffing tackle there.
Sutton Bay defense smelled out that play and pushed him back. Now it looks like it's going to be a 3rd and about 9.
Sutton's Bay only gives up 10 points per game. It went up just a little bit in the postseason, about 14 points per contest, but state championship worthy, isn't it?
Yes, that's expected against better competition.
Yep, 3rd down and 9 up the middle. And they're plenty shy after Jim Schrag picked up maybe 1 back, and now it'll be 4th and long. This is 4-down territory generally for teams like this.
Again, talking about field position,
Yep.
in the 1st quarter inside the 30-yard line. They went for it then. Looks like they're going to go for it again right here.
See if Aaron Baker wants to put it up here on a 4th and 9. His club leading 14-7. 6:08 to go. Baker wants to throw. Sets up the screen near side. Schrag with a good grab, but right there to maul him is Keegan Rummel, the sophomore who has started all season long and makes a big play for the Norseman defense. Now it's the Norseman offense who take aim at a possible tie.
What makes Bell Tire people happy?
Great relationships.
I know about a lot of things, but tires...
In the state championship for high school football, girls basketball, and boys basketball as well. Joe Trudeau and Sutton's Bay vying for the Division 6 state championship. 5th appearance for the school, 5th in a row for this school. Last week he was touched because the coach had 25 to 30 former players drive in from college, watch him play in the semis at Ferris State, and congratulate him on an outstanding season so far. A 1st and 10 now for Matt Schluter. And the Norseman, he wants to throw on 1st down. Good pocket, slings it wide open. Corson over the shoulder, he's gone. Unless Mike Schrag can catch him, we're almost tied.
You were wondering if the Norsemen can come back and make another big play again. I didn't think they had it in them, Matt, but surely I was wrong. If you look at it go down the field, and man, I don't think a team that can fall behind like this, that can continue to hit big play after big play and do like the Norsemen have. That's a great series and a great way to come back.
Kyle Corson's 8th touchdown on the season, 3rd through the air, and now, after the missed extra point, it's a 1-point game. Sutton's Bay down by just a point, but what a play. Kyle Corson, a 72-yard grab from Matt Schluter.
Great play action fact that affected to the, see a good block there by J.C. Guillen too. And a good crossing action over the field. He was wide open. You'll see Schrag coming from the right of your screen in just a second here and just ran out of real estate and not be able to catch good Corson going into the end zone.
That's not an easy catch either, is it? Even though he's by himself.
He's by himself, and actually that's the worst kind because you know, like, I need to catch this ball
You're
because
right.
I'm wide open and this can put our team back in it. And you look at Schluter going down the field, man, he throws a nice ball for a kid that doesn't pass very often.
Well, what has happened in this ball game? We've got 4 touchdowns, Stan Edwards, and 3 have come via the air.
From teams that are predominantly running teams.
Right.
Again, the Falcons have dominated on the ground. They have controlled the line of scrimmage up front when they've had the football. And the Norsemen have come back with big play after big play. I wonder how long can they continue to do this?
Well, good point. And Sutton's Bay loves the second quarter. This is where most of their points come from. They've scored over 100 points in each quarter but the first. But the second quarter is where they are the most prolific. And now they are within 1 of Constantine. And often, you know, give the Falcons some credit too, because those big plays usually take a lot out of teams. But Constantine has reacted before. Let's see how they react to this one.
It hurts to see what happens first. The constant ground game by the Falcons or the continuous of big plays by the Norsemen.
Smagala past the 20 and tripped up at the 25. J.C. Guillen came in and took him out at the ankles.
Again, the toughest guy on the field, pound for pound. He gives you everything. He gives you to on offense and on special teams.
It's fun, isn't it, partner?
This is fun.
Love games like this.
You love to see kids you know that come from an organization that's very, very competitive,
Yep.
and everybody's on the same page to get this far in the playoffs.
You can tell the kind of leader Aaron Baker is as he goes to the huddle and starts telling his offense, hey, we know we got to respond. They call him Bro because his younger brother could never pronounce his name. A lot of people will be pronouncing the name of Brad Smagala and the rest of the Falcons offense as they pick up about 6 on that first play, courtesy of Jim Schrag.
It's like the Falcons going to stay with their game plan.
Yep, why not?
Not going to panic. Methodically keep the ball on the ground, see if we can still control the line of scrimmage.
From the 32, second.
Call second down and a long 4 for Aaron Baker and the Falcons, who lead 14-13. Mike Schrag outside, plenty of room for the first down. Look at him bounce off tacklers and get inside Norseman territory. Oh, and he's down too. Now, he went limping off the last series. His club had the ball. He had a run. He went up the sideline and came up limping a little bit. Now he got knocked silly here.
Again, cross-buck action in the backfield. You see Mike Schrag getting upfield. Strong upfield run. Once he gets his shoulder squared away, he's kind of running back and forth. He's bouncing off tacklers. You leave 3 Norseman defenders just kind of landed on him right there. He's trying to get upfield, and that's a lot of weight.
He might have fallen on the football there, Stan.
Yeah, and got the wind knocked out of him.
Well, you can only hope that's the worst of it. An official's timeout on the field right now with 5:03 to go in the first half. And the crowd giving Mike Schrag a well-deserved round of applause. Looks like they're applying a patch or some ice to the bridge of his nose. Good average, over 6 yards per touch for Mike Schrag, but on the season, he averages 13 yards per carry.
That's phenomenal.
Some concern on the part of some of his classmates, no doubt, but a first down for the Falcons. And a handoff to his brother Jim, lowering the booming, sniffing past the 40.
Again, we talk about their production on first down. Again, they're going to come up with second, and it looks like maybe less than a foot.
Gaudy numbers by Constantine on the ground, but Sutton's Bay has surprised us via the air.
Look at that number right there.
Yeah, Sutton's Bay. This from a club, Stan Edwards, as we mentioned, averaging 295 yards per game on the ground. Jim Schrag again, right side. Oh, it's Aaron Baker holding on to it, and a loss. Sniffing that out quickly for the Norseman, number 55, Jordan Gallagher.
And again, we talk about the discipline it has when you're looking at 3 to 4 different potential ball carriers in the backfield. Everyone has to be responsible for someone, and Gallagher had the quarterback Baker to right for a loss in the backfield.
One of many sets of brothers on this Norseman club, too. 7 sets of brothers on Sutton's Bay's roster. Third down, up the middle. Schrag, Jim Schrag, bouncing outside, running over defensive players and getting inside the 25. Oh, he can lower the heavy shoulder, can he?
Yes, he can. He got those shoulders going upfield. Look at him, just he's one of the toughest runners out here on the field. Got the shoulder square going up straight ahead and met Jimmy Stewart head on and tried to run him over, but Stewart held on for the tackle, but not after. Take one for a ride by Jim Schrag.
2 seniors who want this championship desperately. 1st and 10 now for the Falcons. This time, it's Smagala. And another first down for Constantine. Corson with a touchdown-saving tackle there.
Baker with the triple fake in the backfield. Smagala hiding the ball well, going north and south toward the goal line. Nice run.
Well, I'll tell you this, we talked about Aaron Baker's competitiveness in his feet, but he is so calm and smooth in that pocket when he's making play-action fakes and then handing off. 1st and goal for the Falcons, leading by 1. This time it's Mike Schrag. No, it's Jim Schrag getting inside the 2.
And now you can tell why the Falcons haven't panicked. They stay with their ground attack, which is controlling the line of scrimmage, and is still doing a great job of it. 2nd down on the 1.5-yard line.
With Mike Schrag out, Travis Denman, a 5'6", 150-pound junior, is into the ball game wearing number 33 in white. He is directly behind Aaron Baker. Baker with a handoff. Jim Schrag sneaks in. Touchdown, Falcons.
Brother Jim continuing with the strong ground attack by the Falcons for another touchdown. See if they can convert on their extra point.
There's his brother Mike, who I'm sure is happy that his brother just gave him a 20-13 lead.
Yeah, the Norsemen stacked the line of scrimmage and tried to get into the backfield. Did not get enough penetration that allowed Jim Schrag to get into the end zone.
Extra point is up and good. And the Falcons have scored 3 times. Jim Schrag with his 17th touchdown on the year. An impressive drive for the Falcons, and impressive numbers already for Jim Schrag. It looks like PlayStation, 144 yards on the ground already. 2:26 left to go in the opening half, and no doubt Mike and Jim so close to one another, and I'm sure that Jim is very concerned over Mike's health, but it's talking about family and unity.
We just like have our little competitions between each other just because we're brothers, and that makes me want to do better than him, so he's not up on me and stuff like that.
Well, it's tough to say who's up on the other in this game so far because both have been so vital to the Falcons' success, not only all season long, Stan Edwards, but specifically in the state championship game so far.
Yeah, he looked pretty mild and meek there, but I bet there's some very interesting battles going on between those two.
Wouldn't be the mom or dad getting between those two, would you?
No, not at all.
So Jim Schrag caps off an 8-play, 74-yard drive. A little bit more than 2 minutes. The Falcons very efficient with the football. Line drive fielded by Corson. Oh, he slipped up but balanced up to the 15. Spun around at the 19-yard line and then sandwiched there. That's where the Norsemen will take over.
In the past couple of series, the Norsemen have been able to put a big play together, or big play after big play. See if they can do it again. Now, I would say it's still early in the ball game. It's 2:20 before halftime, Matt. And big play would be great, but I would still try to move the ball, take some time off the clock, then maybe take a shot later on in this series.
Now Sutton's Day trying to answer with only 2:20 to go in the half. Down by 8. And a pitch. J.C. Guillen sheds one would-be tackler, but then ran right into Jim Schrag. And ran into a defensive lineman, Josh Morunde.
Good look at Morunde. Solid defensive players for the Falcons.
Does a great job against the run specifically, moving side to side. They say he has great feet. After the loss of 2, it'll bring up 2nd down and 12 for Matt Schluter. Schluter wants to throw. Good play action. He'll dump it off. Jimmy Stewart pushed out of bounds. That's Joe McCausland, folks. They call an outside linebacker, plays defensive end too, tracking down a tailback, and I think that little hop over might want to get one of those big boots in the face of Jimmy Stewart, although one of the trainers is looking at his right ankle. We talked about Stewart playing gingerly on that tender ankle a little bit because of the injury to it during the playoffs, early in the playoffs. They have it wrapped tightly, but how much good it'll do here.
McCausland is a defender here. He tried to set up for a screen, and he did set it up, but he fought through the blockers. With a nice strong tackle out of the sideline, and what happened at the end, his momentum carried. He was trying to jump over him, but as he tried to jump over, Stewart was getting back up, and they had incidental contact, which I think he may have kneed him in the side.
You take your shoe off?
And caused maybe the wind got knocked out of him. Very incidental, not intentional at all.
Yeah, you could see the right ankle twist a little bit, Stan.
That's what it was.
As McCausland tried to hop over him. They'll attend to him on the sideline and allow the Norsemen to get back to work on offense on 3rd down and long. J.C. Guillen is split wide to the left. Pressure coming. They dump it underneath. Another screen for the Norsemen. But they'll be plenty shy of the 1st down. Steve Brockman did what he could, but his long strides weren't enough to carry him to the 1st down yard marker, 4th down for Sutton's Bay as they continue to attend to Jimmy Stewart.
I mean, both offenses have been so productive. We've not seen any punting unit out here in quite some time. And with 1:22 left, the Falcons call a timeout. So they're going to try to go for a punt or somehow make sure they get the ball back in good field position, try to get another score before the half.
Yeah, they'll have 2 more timeouts, will Tim Baker and Constantine, for the opportunity to allow that potent offense to get back to work. And with 1:22 to go in the 1st half, and you figure Sutton's Bay has to kick it away unless they want to go for it on 4th and about 5.5. That would be a big time risk if they fail to convert on that 4th down.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to go for it on 4th down at this position of the field. You're almost giving them the opportunity to get a score with only 1:22 left at your end of the field.
Right. Well, this is game 3 of our 4-game day 1 coverage here on FSN Detroit. Earlier, we got things started with Climax Scots rolling over Crystal Falls Forest Park, 42-8. Now, that was a close game, 16-8 at the break. First title for Climax Scots. And then Muskegon, ranked 13th in the nation, #1 in the state all season long, gets 30 unanswered points. to beat Orchard Lake St. Mary's 31-7. Of course, here it is 21-13 Falcons of Constantine. After this one at 8 o'clock, Muskegon, Orchard View, and DeWitt. One of these teams will suffer their first loss of the season. It comes your way at 8 o'clock. Hope you can stick around and join us for that one. Dalton Drow will kick it away for Sutton's Bay. It is launched. Mike Schrag at his 41. Looking for a block. Got one. And the corner. Big time yardage up the far sideline inside the 40. And pretty good setup for the Falcons offense with 1:09 to go.
The Falcons decide to set up for the punt return as opposed to going for the block. It was a good idea because they got the ball past midfield on about the 38 to 37 yard line. Look at the wall setting up to the right side over there. He was able to get to the wall and get upfield. Wow, this is going to be very interesting. They've been running the ball, which obviously moves the clock. And see if they're going to put it in the air. They still have all their time. They're going to have 2 timeouts left. See how they use them wisely, see if they get enough time to get the ball into the end zone.
1st and 10 for the Falcons, already up by 8. Mike Schrag stumbled and picked up maybe 2. But by the way, talked about that Muskegon impressive win over Orchard Lake St. Mary's earlier today. It was 25 unanswered second half points, not 30. 7-6 at the half, and then Muskegon, the Big Reds, just started rolling. Boy, they got some big horses on that ball club, but a good game called by our friends Fred McLeod and Rob Rubik. 43 seconds to go in the half. The Falcons of Constantine looking for more. And throwing is Aaron Baker, and he's down. Tracked down from behind. Sutton's Bay with good pressure from the backside, courtesy of number 55, Jordan Gallagher.
They did use her. Constantine actually called timeout here, and then they'll see if they're going to try to get in there too. And good play action fake, and I guess Gallagher wasn't having it. Figured, you know, less than 40 seconds left, they're probably going to pass. So I should keep my eye on the quarterback as he did for a great tackle.
Second timeout by Constantine. Let's take a look at how Sutton's Bay got to this standpoint. This state championship game, impressive win over Kingsley, and Boyne City a close one against Negaunee, and it was close against Reese as well. But again, it's one of those situations where Joe Trudeau feels like it prepares his club a little bit better for a state championship game. They have a motto, and they break every huddle by saying, "Are you satisfied yet?" And then they say no, and then they break.
That's a lot of discipline there.
Yeah.
It is obviously his work to get him here to the championship game.
Now, go Red. You could see that on either sideline. Couldn't just stand up.
Yes, you could.
I think we have some type of state championship record for the number of teams decked out in red this year. The Falcons on a 3rd and 15. Aaron Baker is going to have to throw the football. Smigala in motion. Baker's going to put it on the ground. Plenty of room. Jim Schrag, first down and more. Breaking tackles inside the 15.
Great execution.
I'll tell you what, these guys are fun to watch, faking and running the football. We don't always get it right, but I enjoy watching the way they move their feet and their method of deception. Baker's got to quickly spike it to stop the clock.
It's a great call. I mean, you look at the options they have, all the crossbuck action, quick hitter up the middle, running a fullback is a great play, running it down there. I thought he was going to get into the end zone. Did a good job of getting upfield, and the team finally came up fielding up there and spiked the ball again. As you look at Jim Schrag, get upfield, keep the legs pumping, moving forward, make sure you protect the ball. You know you're going to have some time left to either stop the clock like you did or call a timeout. They were able to down the ball, and they still have 1 timeout left.
2nd down and 10. Schrag again, but a pickup of 2. Might have to burn that last time out, and they do. Well, I thought Aaron Baker was going to have to throw the football, Stan. I didn't think there'd be any problem with that, considering the way he's been able to sling it so far in the first half. But Falcons staying true to what they believe in, and that's running the ball first.
That's been a good field general for them. He has done everything he needed to do to move the ball up and down the field. Be interested to see what call they have now. They used their last timeout with 16 seconds left, and it's 3rd down. They can get a first down without getting a touchdown, but I don't think that's very wise. You don't have enough time. You're looking at 2 shots to get to the end zone. Getting a first down would not help you because the clock will run out.
So Tim Baker will talk things over with his offense with Aaron Baker. Coming up at the half, we'll recap the exciting previous 2 games here on FSN Detroit that you saw earlier today. Stan Edwards will join us and talk about the first half, his thoughts on what each team needs to do in the second half. And, of course, we'll have stats and highlights. We'll talk with Tim Baker, by the way, at the half, too, get his thoughts on how his Falcons were successful and what they need to shore up in the second half. Tim Baker very proud of this club, and for good reason. But 14 of the 17 seniors they have been playing together since 7th grade, Stan. And he says they all love sports, but their favorite sport is this one right here, football. And what a stage to showcase your skills here at the Pontiac Silverdome. 3rd down and 9. Handoff right side. This is Mike Schrag, and he's spun around for no gain. They got to hustle right now because it's 4th down, and they're going to try and kick a field goal.
I don't think they're going to make it.
They're not going to make it. Nope. And that'll do it for the first half. 21-13. Constantine in front, but what surprised me most, Stan Edwards, is the way both these teams were able to throw the football when we really pictured them running the football all night.
2 dominant running teams. You don't think they're going to pass the ball as much as they are, and they did pass it and pass it very successfully. And you look at the way that the Norsemen passed the ball. I mean, whenever they needed a big play, they were even.
They're going to have to run the football better, aren't they?
They are going to have to run the football better. It's difficult to rely on big play after big play to keep you in a ball game. So it'll be interesting to see how they'll come out and make something happen on their ground attack.
A little pop-up kick, fielded at the 40 and taken to about the 47-yard line for the Falcons, who will start 1st and 10, already up by 8. Aaron Baker leads his club back out onto the field. What a story about Aaron Baker. This is a guy who has attention deficit disorder, diagnosed when he was 4 years young, takes medicine every day, 3 hours prior to the game, and yet somehow, some way, able to stay focused and lead his club to this level. And hand off up the middle for a pickup of maybe 1. Brad Smigala on the carry, and he remained down for just a moment after the hit from Elliott Gallagher, but now Smigala's back up.
Smigala making a nice run there, but I'm always interested and sometimes careful when you start, labeling a kid.
Yep.
I'm not questioning the diagnosis at all, but sometimes labels get put on kids, and sometimes they don't really stick, and you can mar a kid for life. Not suggesting that's Baker's situation, but you got to be careful.
Schrag along the right side after a pickup of about 4. There's no doubt that oftentimes kids get unfairly labeled with things like that, but his father admits, even though it's a daily challenge, he is so proud of his son and proud to tell the story, knowing that other people might be dealing with similar circumstances. He says Aaron's release, his focus is football. He's allowed to do that and actually get better by playing the game.
Quick story and a personal story to me. My oldest child has been removed from 5 or 6 different schools before he got to high school because he was very, very hyperactive. It was suggested that he be put on medication, and his mom and I decided not to do that. And I'm glad we didn't do it, Matt, because he may be the first receiver taken in the NFL draft next year. And again, talk about maybe putting labels on kids that don't fit. I don't know. Again, This is not about Matt Baker. This is about really taking a close look and making sure that maybe your child just have a different way of processing information.
Well, the label on this guy right now is a winner. His club 12-1, leading them out to a 3rd down and 4.
3rd and 3.
Baker and the handoff to Schrag. No, it's Smigala muscling his way close to the 1st down yardage marker. And that extra effort just might have given him another 1st down for Constantine. It could be their 13th of the game.
Looks like they're going to call for no measurement there. Again, the Falcons come out and do what they did in the first half, which is controlling the line of scrimmage and keeping those chains moving.
And the good news for Suttons Bay, Jim Stewart is on the field. He just made that tackle. And so he got that right ankle taped up a little firmer, had some ice on it, and he's ready to roll. Constantine continues to roll on the ground. Schrag breaks free, 20, and they're going to whistle it dead. And Mike Schrag had us all fooled, rather. Good for you, Mike Schrag. Boy, what play action. His brother Jim had it.
And it goes back to the discipline of the body language of these kids. When they run, they know that everybody has their eye on them, and sometimes body language can give away where the ball is.
I'll tell you what I like most about that play, though. Mike Schrag carried out that fake all the way to the goal line.
Absolutely, he did. And me, you, and the rest of the world was watching him, except for a couple of Norseman tacklers.
His brother picked up 9. Now he's got it right side, lowered the shoulder, got inside the 25. That time he had it.
And another first down. Again, the Falcons picking up where they left off in the first half by controlling the line of scrimmage. Don't know if they're going to score, but as we talked about it coming in out of the locker room, Coach Trudeau talked about he's got to get his running game going. So it'll be interesting to see how he attacks this.
Schrag again. This time it's Jim. Pushed back a little bit. Picked up about 3. Maybe more than that. They might give him 5. And a timeout for Sutton's Bay.
Don't know if that's Coach Trudeau getting a little bit concerned about
him
not being able to stop the run.
Yep.
I don't know if I want to use at the close 21-13. I don't know if I want to use a timeout this early.
Well, Joe Trudeau will talk it over with his defense. They're down by 8. Watching Constantine drive for more.
It's Movie Madness this November on HBO and Charter.
So, is Jake your only child?
No, we have 12.
Steve Martin, Bonnie Hunt. Woo! Cheaper by the dozen. Oscar winner Russell Crowe stars in the epic Master and Commander, The Far Side of the World.
I need you to kill the man. Why me? Frankly, because you've got nothing to live for.
Antonio Banderas, Selma Hayek, Once Upon a Time in Mexico. Great times on HBO and Charter. Order it now. Call 1-888-GET-CHARTER and get hooked.
Okay, you got satellite TV's super programming package.
Cool.
And video on demand. Your favorite shows whenever you want them.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Plus your local channels in high def and our super high-speed internet.
Wow. Am I dreaming?
Of course you're dreaming. You can only get all that with Charter.
30-day money-back guarantee. Call 1-888-GET-CHARTER today.
Oh, and by the way, you're in your underwear.
It has been a dynamite Division VI state championship final here at the Pontiac Silverdome. Constantine leading 21-13 early in this third quarter on their first drive against Joe Trudeau's defense. Good look right there at Tim Baker, whose club is rolling on the ground. He says you need 3 good things in a program: good players, good parents, and good coaches. And he's proud to say he has all 3 of those necessary ingredients. And right now, his players are playing pretty darn well, aren't they?
Yes, they are.
Second down and 5 for Aaron Baker. Hands off to Jim Schrag. Jim Schrag now 17 carries and close to 190 yards.
Wow. Those 3 good things that Coach Trudeau talked about, Coach Baker talked about, you cannot underestimate. The second one he mentioned is good parents. I mean, you spend a certain amount of time with a kid, but if you come from a good household, you're more apt to be able to make that kid a much better player and a much better person.
Look at that. Averaging over 11 yards per carry. This is his brother. Bounce into the outside. Stopping and starting again and getting close to the 5-yard line. Another first down for the Falcons.
I mean, it's starting to get to the point where they're starting to manhandle the line of scrimmage. That offensive line just coming off, pulling around, and Schrag just running upfield, just following, as you say, stopping, stutter stepping in the secondary. He has so much confidence in his running ability and his ability with his offensive line blocking for him. I mean, he's just freelancing and getting yardage moving forward toward the goal line.
First and goal from the 6. Baker gives to Smagala. Cuts it inside and twirled around at the 2. Tackle made by Dalton Drow. Smagala got this whole ball rolling, folks, in the first with a touchdown catch.
I mean, if we look at this movie, Matt, this movie has gone a certain way, and the scene has not changed. It's the Falcons controlling the line of scrimmage. If I'm the Norseman, I'm not sure if I want to take that long off the clock for them to score. You don't want to let them score, but you got to get the ball back.
Baker to Schrag. Schrag close to the goal line. Just shy.
Matt, what I'm talking about is Time is not a factor right now, but it will be very soon. And as long as the Falcons continue to possess the ball like that, it really puts you at a bind to try to get back in the game. Yes, they've hit big plays, and their plays have gone, 2 to 4 plays in about a minute or a half or so. But you got to make sure that you get the ball in your possession. They have an opportunity to score.
3rd and goal from the 1-inch line. Baker looking for his 2nd touchdown of the game. Still no indication. He is stacked up right there at the goal line. Touchdown.
Again, the surge of that offensive line. The quarterback's just sneaking over the goal line again for his 2nd quarterback sneak for a touchdown. Good look at the field general, Aaron Baker.
Now the extra point coming from Jordan Williams, and it is right down the heart. 28-13, Constantine in front. Aaron Baker now with -1 yard on the game, but he's got 2 touchdown runs, throwing a touchdown pass, and the Falcons lead by 15.
Friday, 9 a.m., an event so big you must make time to be there. Friday at Gardner White, you pay no interest till 2008. 0% interest till 2008 with no down payment. And we pay your sales tax. Prices are slashed, cut, shattered. You save up to 72% off Gardner White's best furniture with absolutely no interest till 2008. And we pay your sales tax. We have never done this before. Don't miss this sale. Friday, 9 to 9, only at Gardner White. Hurry.
Come on, Pistons.
Nice.
I'll be right back. Watch your seat, huh?
Yeah, I got him. Sorry, my buddy's sitting there. Hello? You'll be fine.
Know what I miss?
Just a little D.
Next weekend, there's more state championship thrills with exclusive coverage of the MHSAA Girls Basketball Finals from the Breslin Center in East Lansing. Our wall-to-wall coverage begins next Saturday at 11 a.m. only here on FSN Detroit. And, of course, tomorrow, we have a full slate of matchups right here at the Pontiac Silverdome as well. We invite you to join us for that. Also a little Pistons basketball tomorrow night from Milwaukee with the Pistons and the Bucks. Boy, it is everywhere you turn. Jordan Williams will now turn it over to Sutton's Bay. A line drive kick. J.C. Guillen grabs it at the 10. To the 20. Dancing his way. Fumble! And I think Constantine has it. They do. Oh, big turnover there. Oh, boy. Jeff Nyhart, the junior, recovered it.
Looking at Guillen trying to dance his way upfield and didn't quite have the ball secure, and it popped out. And the Falcons right on top of it. With 1st and 10 inside the red zone already. Grady going for another score.
Travis Denman forced the fumble. Nyhart recovered it. The Falcons looking for more. And up the middle for a pickup of about 4 or 5.
Matt, that would have been the very first possession of this half for the Norsemen.
That's right.
I mean, the Falcons had really ate up the clock, and you're looking at 6:27 to go in this 3rd quarter, and they've not even had one offensive play run yet.
10th fumble loss by Sutton's Bay. First turnover of a well-played Division VI state championship. 2nd down and 7 for the Falcons. Mike Schrag pushed backwards.
I was going to comment when the Norsemen came up on the center for their first play from scrimmage that, you know what, they're almost 2 touchdowns behind, but it's really not time to panic just yet. They can still run their base offense and try to get their running attack going. Not so sure of that now. The Falcons go in and score now. I think they maybe look at going back to some of those big plays that they had that kept them in the game in the first half.
Well, Joe Trudeau saw Constantine a lot like Kingsley, who his club beat earlier this year 35-7. Very athletic, very fast, and they execute their offense to near perfection. 3rd down and long. Schrag again. Right side. Shy of the first down. Needed to get to about the 14. They'll settle it down at about the 15 and a half.
Let's give credit to the Norsemen. They're finally getting that defensive front to get a little stout in and stop their running attack. It's one of the first few series that you can see that the Falcons are having difficulty running the football. It's fourth down coming up. They're in 4-down territory. See if the Norsemen can stop them here.
Tim Baker wants to go for it. Good play action. Smagala stymied at the 20. Boy, Sutton's Bay really rose to the occasion, didn't they? Great penetration up front, especially by Chris Sen, the 6'1", 180-pound junior.
Boy, that Norseman defense is standing up big time here. Again, on the fourth down play. Look at the crossback next Magella coming up here, but not at all. The Norseman wouldn't have any of it. You look at Chris Sen going in there and making a big stop, getting the ball back to his offense. Now we can see if this Norseman offense can get some ground attack running for themselves.
First possession of the second half, and it comes with 4:51 to go in the third for Sutton's Bay. Gian in motion. Schluter with a handoff up the middle. Stumbling forward there, Kyle Korsen, who has scored in every playoff game for Sutton's Bay. Pretty solid baseball and basketball player, the three-sport star senior.
Scored in every playoff game thus far. There's got to be someone that they got to really look for to kind of maybe take some of the pressure off Gian. Hopefully can score again on this series to get these Norsemen back into the ball game.
Second down and 5. Schluter wants to throw. Pocket caving, he rolls. He's got a lot of room, too. He's got the first down and more.
It's a great run by Schluter. Good judgment by a quarterback. They went run right back at one of those big plays they talked about, the cross-action, play-action pass in the backfield. He's looking downfield. It wasn't open, but once he found that he had it, look at all the greenery on the sideline. He had the first down and took a hit going out of bounds, too, to preserve some time and stop the clock.
So first and 10 for the Norsemen, who trail 28-13. You almost think you have to score on this drive. Steve Brockman is split wide. They'll go up the middle, and Korsen hit hard after a pickup of maybe 1 or 2.
Look at the Norsemen there. Taking a page out of the Falcons' role, just ball control and moving the ball up and downfield, getting first down. And not sure that's the role they want to take on right now, because again, with 3:42 left, they got to score, and they got to score quick.
How about all the scrapes and the shedding of paint on Ryan Preston's helmet and cage? Love to see that from a middle linebacker, don't you? They'll throw it again. Going downfield and picked off. Mike Schrag's got it at the 35-yard line. His 5th interception on the year, and the 2nd turnover for Sutton's Bay.
And that was a great play by Schrag and getting in the field, playing field goal. See Schluter drop back. Again, going for the post corner for number 81, Brockman. But Schrag played at center field just right. He didn't play the man. He played the ball. Give his team another option to get the ball back, eat some more time on his clock, and maybe even score.
14th interception for Contantine this year, and now they'll try and kill more clock. Baker still has it. He's got a pulling guard in front of him. He'll cut it inside, and he'll be spun around close to another Constantine first down.
Quarterback Aaron Baker looking to keep the ball going downfield. He's laying there for a while. I was hoping he wasn't hurt. Jumps up, getting back to the huddle. He's done a great job of leading his offense this evening.
Sure has. Very impressed with the way Constantine and really Sutton's Bay have played the game. Sutton's Bay with 2 turnovers, though, that have hurt him a little bit.
But not a lot of penalties. Two
You're
very disciplined ball games, and they settle down quickly.
Excellent point. This is Mike Schrag, bounce into the outside, being chased by Gallagher. Schrag got the corner of the first down and into Sutton's Bay territory. Boy, what a weapon he is. What a weapon his brother Jim Schrag is. And Tim Baker, pleased and spoiled to have these two on his team again.
Well, I've known Mike and Jim for a long, long time. And they were one of those two of these kids when you were, they were back in 2nd and 3rd grade. People were telling you about them. And they've got a great set of parents that have always maintained a sense of humbleness and made their kids do the same thing.
And he got another first down. And now this is Brad Smagala, who stumbled to the 40-yard line. Getting back to the Shrags, though, Mike and Jim, two seniors on this club who helped design T-shirts for this ball club. The T-shirts read NMI, for no more ifs. They lost to Ravenna last year when Constantine was supposed to win. They went 9-0, won their league championship, and might have felt a little bit more full of themselves than they should have. So NMI stands for no more ifs. Love the motto.
Love that about high school players. They understand what needs to be doing, what they need to do, and stick to it to get this far back into the playoffs.
Here's Mike again, trying the outside, getting it and tucking it inside the 35-yard line and sniffing yet another first down.
You know what's interesting about when the Falcons have the ball, we'll just try to look out for, I've noticed a couple of times that a Falcon ball carrier will be laying on the ground, and it's almost 3 or 4 seconds before the whistle is blown because the referees don't know who have the ball.
Right. Third down and 1. That's Jim Schrag. Forward momentum might have given him enough to get the first down. Needed to get to the 34. They'll mark it between the 34 and the 35. This will be an important fourth down call here and an important measurement. Constantine Falcon is down on the turf. And I think that's Joe McCausland, their right tackle. He's in some pain. He took his left shoe off immediately. Tim Baker hoping that's not the case, although Todd Castleman, a pretty good-sized junior, is his backup. Problem that you lose with McCausland, not only as your starting right tackle, but as maybe your best pass rusher and your punter.
Absolutely. The punter may be more important than the pass rusher at this point, because field position is going to play a real big role going into the fourth quarter here. But he is a dominant pass rusher as well. You can see those guys just run right there. He was right there, got caught up under the pile, and a couple of guys fell on his ankle, and he's still down. It's not a good sign, because it'll be a big loss for this Falcon team if he is.
Sure would be.
See how they're moving that ankle from side to side and back to back. You know, if he is not trying to get up and walk on it right now, there must be some significant pain there, and hopefully not a significant injury.
Some concerned folks from Constantine there, and Joe McCausland is now up. That's a good sign. And now he'll get some help from a couple of teammates.
Yeah, but he is not putting any pressure on that foot whatsoever.
Constantine crowd here in full support. Both these schools, as you see so often in this type of event at this venue, so well supported. Falcons have done things a little differently this time coming to the Dome. They didn't practice Thanksgiving morning. Instead, they practiced at the exact time they would play this game. Joe McCausland hopes to play more of this game after they fix his left ankle. Now, fourth down and 1, and Aaron Baker leans forward for a first down.
Baker on the sneak. First down, Constantine.
Well, they are going to chew up most of the third quarter clock.
Yeah, I don't know that the Norsemen had the ball over 3 minutes in the third quarter at all. And I don't believe they're going to get it back with 53 seconds remaining.
Now clock control for Aaron Baker and the Falcons now, leading 28-13. Sometimes your best defense is your offense.
First down at the 32.
Stoppage of play before the handoff to Smagala. And a delay of game against Constantine. One of the few things they've done wrong so far today. You see how Constantine got here. An impressive win over Kalamazoo Hackett Catholic Central. Over 50 points against Buchanan. Montague, they pulled away late, and Monroe St. Mary Catholic Central, they had to come from behind and get that win. A 33-yard touchdown pass from that man, Aaron Baker, to Sean Wolf with no time left. Handoff, Smagala. Oh, and he's tripped up at the 40-yard line, sneaking in there again to make a diving tackle is J.C. Guillen.
Guillen has not been much of effect on offense, but he's making his presence felt defensively. They've not had the ball a lot, so we got to figure out some way to get his team back in his ball game and come in with a great knifing tackle in there. As the clock winds down here in the third quarter, Matt, look at him. Very dejected, J.C. Guillen. He knows he's got to do something real quickly on that 1 quarter left.
Yeah, Suttons Bay will try and answer, but first they need to get the football back. The Falcons of Constantine are trying to wrap this one up. Will they have to do it without Joe McCausland the rest of the way? We'll find out as we start the fourth after this.
If you're participating in high school sports because you think it's the beginning of your march to becoming a collegiate, then professional athlete, then you need to slow down. Those opportunities only come to a select few. People like Tiger Woods and LeBron James are the 1 in a million story. We win if we develop winners. We may very well lose if all we care about is winning.
High school sports, it's about.
What makes belt-tired people happy?
Easy. Yeah, it's easy for us to make customers happy.
If I don't have the right tire for your car, they don't make it.
We have all the best brands at the lowest prices.
I get to work with the best equipment, so you get the job done right.
Custom wheels? We've got more of what you're looking for.
In service, air conditioning, cooling systems, shock struts, and more. We've got it all. Plus,
The best people, trust me, will make you happy. You came in.
That's a promise.
Bell Tire.
Every day you read another story about factories leaving Michigan, but not wall-side windows. Our factory is right here in Taylor, Michigan. We've been here for over 60 years. We're here to stay.
If you've been thinking about new windows, now's the perfect time with Wallside Plus. No down payment, no payments, and no interest for 1 year.
We can do that. We are the factory.
Wallside, 1-800-521-7800.
Are you at a crossroad in your life? Need more guidance on your current path? Want to go in a new direction? Wayne County Community College District can be your guide. They offer a wide range of opportunities for you to get ahead. They'll also help you with your career counseling, financial aid, and make registering easy too. The right road is only a few steps away, and success is closer than you think. Visit a campus near you and see what they can do for you. Wayne County Community College District is where learning leads to a better life.
Seen a good ball game here at the Pontiac Silverdome. The Division VI final. Constantine leading Suttons Bay as we start the fourth, 28-13. Last year, over 12,000 men and women answered the call to make the calls by becoming high school game officials. To you, we say thank you for being involved in educational athletics. And while many have answered the call, many more are always needed. If you'd like to become a registered official, visit the MHSAA website at mhsaa.com. Constantine just doesn't want to give that football away, do they?
Wow. Talk about lopsided.
Now they start the fourth with a rock. Jim Schrag past the 35.
Jimmy Stewart in there on the tackle in that bad ankle. And Jim Schrag.
Well, for some of these guys, it is their last chance to play football in general. You can play some of the other sports. You can play basketball in the gymnasiums with some of your friends and former teammates late at night. You can play baseball in an over 30 league or even softball if you want. And you can skate for a while in hockey as well. But football is one of those sports. If you're not playing past your senior year, 9 chances out of 10, you're probably playing flag football from here on out as an older guy, aren't you?
Absolutely.
You know, my bones are sore and achy from stuff like that. No ache problem for Mike Schrag up the sideline, and a penalty coming.
Penalty flag down, kind of in the area where there may be holding call, but we'll wait and see.
Thomas Rao, our referee here. So a clip against Constantine will push him back.
Legal block below the waist or in the back. Kind of a clipping call. Looking at the ball carry coming around. Can't quite see right there on the ground.
Yep.
You can see right there, number 44 getting clipped in the back. Couldn't see who the blocker was who hit him in the back.
So they'll push him back to the 41-yard line. And it will be 3rd down and long for the Falcons. Sure hasn't scared them in the past. You pick up a 1st down here, that really breaks your heart if you're a Sutton's Bay supporter, isn't it? You get a break like that, you got to stop him right now. Split backfield behind Baker. Smagala. Left side and lunging for the 35. And we'll see now what Tim Baker and the Falcons do here. Kyle Corson in on the tackle again.
Corson has done a great job on offense and defense. Again here on defense. As I look at the reverse right there, he stayed home. Good breaking down. Good textbook tackle by Corson. Didn't go for the fakes. Made sure he broke down. Didn't try to run into the ball carrier with his head down where the ball carrier could have juked him and gone around him. A good textbook tackle. Obviously teach a lot of fundamentals.
Joe Trudeau needs a stop here. And a good block, by the way, by Aaron Baker, the quarterback for Constantine. Under center, he'll throw on a 3-step drop. Lofting for the corner. Forsman is there. Corson's got it picked off. And he's got a lot of room. And he's got some blockers in front of him. Kyle Corson weaving his way. Look out! Picks up another blocker. And then wrestled down inside the 35. What a play by Kyle Corson.
Talk about just what the doctor ordered. We talked about the 72-yard touchdown he had earlier and the textbook tackle he had on the last play, and now he stays home. He plays center field, goes up, makes a great catch. Even greater, he stayed up on his feet, and you see him sprinting down the sideline, and he's not about to go down. He's trying to weave his way to get as much yardage as his team possibly can get, because this team needs any kind of yardage they can get to try to get closer to 1st down. They've not had the ball but 1 minute of the 3rd quarter. They got to get something going in, and thank you, Kyle Corson. They just may get it.
And remember, Corson already has 1 touchdown for this offense, and he remains in the ball game. Not winded there. Pitch back throw, downfield, and picked off by Mike Schrag. His 2nd interception of the game, the 3rd turnover for Sutton's Bay, and just like that, big-time playmakers respond. Mike Schrag.
Boy, that's got to hurt. That has got to hurt. You needed an emotional lift, and to get an interception and running back past midfield to put your team in position to go ahead. Look at one of the plays that is deep in the playbook. Quarterback pitch it back to the quarterback is a halfback pass. Trying